Good morning, crafting friends. This morning I thought that we should get together and create something beautiful. It's a lovely day and it inspires me to go to my craft room and see what I can create. I have a special friend in mind this morning who needs a little pick-me-up. And what better way to pick someone's spirits up than with the gift of a lovely little card and even some coffee. So let's head to the Craft Cafe Canada and see what we can make. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi craft friends, I'm Catherine, your Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. Let's go into the Craft Cafe Canada and make something beautiful. A little card for you this morning. It's going to be pretty simple. You're going to need the Craft Cafe stamp set. You'll also need the coordinating framelits. We'll use the large cup, the little stopper, the wrap, and the lid this morning. You'll need a small piece of Whisper White, just large enough to stamp your mug and your lid on. A scrap of crumb cake to cut out your wrapper, and just a tiny little scrap of pear pizzazz for the stopper. Our ink pads this morning are going to include crumb cake, soft suede, and pear pizzazz. With your mug loaded onto your clear block and using soft suede ink, stamp your image. Perfect. Switching to crumb cake, we'll stamp the lid. Ink it up. And we'll just stamp it down here. Perfect. One little last piece of stamping is our sentiment. And I chose the sentiment that says, "Life happens, coffee helps" this morning. So using pear pizzazz, we'll ink up that sentiment. We'll stop that, ink that up to the top of the cup. Sorry for my head in the way. Perfect. And that's all the stamping we have to do. Let's go over to the big shot and cut these out. And the cup. Bring in our little scraps. And while we're there, we can cut all of these out. And now with the magic of video, we have our pieces cut out. I'm going to bring back out the soft suede and a little piece of a sponge. Pick up a little ink, and I just want to touch the sides of this little wrapper. We're going to give it a little definition. So I'm going around the edges. And I'll even hit some of these high spots. Good. Let's bring in our card base. So again, card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then using a bone folder, burnish your edges to get a nice crisp edge. We're going to bring in our largest piece of DSP and our adhesive. You could also use Tombow here or Fast Fuse. I'm using our snail this morning. And center that on your card base. We'll set that aside. And let's work on our 3 panels here. And we're simply going to adhere them one on top of the other. Centering them all up. I've used Pear Pizzazz here. You could also use the crumb cake here. Just changing the colors up will help make a variety in your cards. And we'll layer this on our Early Espresso. Perfect. Now using our dimensionals, let's give this little coffee cup a home. These are always tricky little things to get off. I sit them at just a little bit of an angle. A mini glue dot for our little lid anti-spill, I guess is what these are now. And we can add that right to our lid behind it. Perfect. And a couple little dimensionals there again too. We'll pop this guy up. And there he'll sit. Perfect. This little wrapper is fairly textured, so my choice would be to use our Tombow liquid glue on this. And there it sits. How cute is that? One last little flair here is I'm going to bring in some ribbon, coordinating ribbon. You can add this or not. So I've just got a couple little pieces, and I'm going to put them using glue dots. I'll adhere them to the top left and the bottom right hand corners. Glue dots are amazing little things. And just wrap them around, tuck them beneath. Secured on there good with glue dots. Now let's put him on the front of the card. And I'm also going to use dimensionals for that. I have that special friend in mind this morning for this card, and she's been working really hard. She loves to craft, and her schedule just hasn't allowed it lately. So I'm hoping this will inspire her to head on into her craft room. Let's layer these. One last glue dot for that little bow. And this card is pretty much done. There. How cute is that? I hope it lifts her spirits. Gives her some inspiration. Thanks for joining me this morning at the Craft Cafe Canada. Please subscribe to my videos. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. I hope to bring more to you soon. And don't forget to visit my online store. Have a wonderful day, and remember, make something beautiful every day. It only takes a moment. Bye for now.